Greetings, Rovers. Today we're going to be taking a break from our in-depth analysis of the most efficient farming, who the best resonators are, how to play the game properly, and we are going to go down the most controversial rabbit hole. I need you guys to let me know in the comments who your favorite Wuthering Waves babe is before I get into this. I just want to see how badly I'm going to piss off the community. This is arguably the most important topic in the Wuthering Waves universe, and I'm sad to see that not many content creators have been covering this. I legitimately think I'm one of the first content creators to be covering this topic, and it's extremely important to all of us. The Waifu Tier List. And if you haven't noticed, no VTuber today, as I want the entire focus to be on these ladies. Ultimately, they deserve it. So today we're going to be discussing the best and worst waifus in the game, and ranking them based off of it. Note, this has nothing to do with their in-game power, the teams that they're on, or just how they perform in-game. It is simply going to be based off of their aesthetic, their personality, and how well they would do as a waifu. Normally, I need to give you guys a warning that this is all based on the closed beta test, but I don't foresee much changing. And just a reminder to everyone, I'm running a $100 subscriber giveaway. All you need to do is subscribe. I'll be pulling it on May 22nd when Wuthering Waves launches. Alright, so first and foremost, we're going to start with the female Rover. Her design is absolutely immaculate, and if you end up choosing the male Rover when you start the game, you're just flat out wrong. The thigh highs, the skirt, the gloves, the bracers. Oh man. The accents on her belt and hair give her some depth, and the gold accents pair extremely well with the black and silver. Her face and hair leaves a little to be desired though. While I typically enjoy the shorter hairstyles, I think the silver shading in the underside of the hair would have looked more apparent on the outside. The female Rover seems like the type that would stab you for looking at another woman. Overall, I think she's a solid design. I think she's completely better than any other MC in any other gacha game, so for that reasoning alone, she gets an A. Alright, so next up we have Yangyang. For being a free unit and an otherwise weaker resonator, I told myself I wouldn't talk about their power level. Kuro went hard on her design. I absolutely adore the dress that flares off to the back, and especially while keeping her legs exposed. I'm not a fashion guy, so I have no clue what it is. Is it a duster or something? Her dress attaching at the neck, and being an open-end back is such peak design. If they split her hair in the back a bit better, the opened back design would farm. She kind of reminds me of Renoa from FF8. Her hat and bow are literally sending me with how well they work together, and I'm in love with her hair. I'm a bit disappointed in the lackluster legging and boot combo, and the dumb resonator tattoo on her forehead. But that's about it. She seems like the type of waifu that would serve you breakfast in bed. And for that reason, I'm giving her a B. So next up, we have Yinlin. Everyone's favorite mommy. Oh! Oh! Mommy, hello, yes? Excuse me. I don't know what got a hold of me. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so let's be real. While we all know what tier she's going in, let's talk about it just a little bit. Her flowing dress cover manages to only cover one leg. The design, the colors, the high heels, the resonator tattoo on her thigh, the open back dress, the long flowy, flat, fiery red hair, the look of disdain and disappointment on her eyes. Oh my god, did you see the little dots under her eyes? And her earrings? And her giant personality? Oh, fuck. She would definitely put you on a leash and make you bark like a dog. And I, and many of you watching this video, I think we're all okay with that. And for that reason, I'm giving her an S tier. Alright, so next up we have Encore. Encore is literally a child, so she can't be a waifu. I'm looking at you, Genshin Impact players. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Next up we have Yangyang. She is an absolute babe, and I think she is hands down the most conventionally attractive female in the game. There's just something warm and welcoming about her face. Like she could do literally no wrong, and I need to open my wallet and... Her dress and accent remind me of a lot of Yangyang, but much more modest. There's no gaping holes in the outfit to reveal any skin, but it's not modest enough where she looks like a 1950s housewife. Her dress is open just enough to get a little glimpse at her skin. And her armpit? Well, let's just say someone at Kuro probably has an armpit fetish with this one. The twin pigtails flowing down her back is absolutely gorgeous, and the green flows surprisingly well with the black and gray aesthetic. I feel like she would let me rest my head on her thighs and call me a good boy and tell me how proud she is of me. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've heard that exact same ASMR before. I need to delete my search history. And for that, she's an A tier. Next up we have Danjin. So let me preface this by saying I want to like her. I really do. But nothing about it is doing it for me. I understand for the thigh and leg enthusiasts, but the rest of it just doesn't flow to me. I get the design path they were trying to take, but I feel nothing really flows well. Everything about it just seems like a jumbled mess. The best thing about her is her cute little cape with the tassels. The color design of the red and white does not go with the gray and black just at all. It seems like a really big color mismatch. It's just so out of place. Although, she does give really big friend zone vibes, which is exactly where she's going after I take advantage of her kindness and let her watch my cat while I go on a business trip. D tier. Next up we have Senan Hua. The first character to truly embrace the goth Dami Mommy aesthetic, and I'm all about it. I feel like Senan Hua was definitely an artist's love child over at Kuro. I am absolutely amazed at how much detail was put into their design, and if you look closely at the dress, it is completely textured with designs all over. The crosses and the laces on her back, the flowing tassels, the completely exposed back, her crossed arm posture, ugh, I'm all here for it. Her necklaces, the hat, just everything about her is peak character design. Embracing the full white hair aesthetic, I think it fits perfect for a character like this. She really does give me tsundere vibes, and I love it. I would definitely let her stab me. Although when it comes right down to it, I wish she was just a little bit more flashy, and for that reason we're giving her an A tier. Next up we have Taoki. Upon first glance, you can tell she has the biggest personality of them all. You see that yawn? Nobody with a big personality would start their intro with a yawn. She immediately defaults into the ara ara pose, and her arm positioned under her giant personality. Are they that heavy? Does she need to hold them up? Because I've got an extra pair of hands. Outside of that, the pink and black look is pulled off extremely well, and her resonator tattoo being on her back is hot as heck. There's really not much else to talk about though with her design. Everything is more or less basic. There's really nothing eye-catching or crazy about her design. Ultimately, I just want to rest my head on her big, giant personality. And I'm going to piss a lot of people off when I say this, but I'm putting her in the C tier. Baizi. Now this is the type of personality that I'm talking about. The golden accents absolutely pop with her dress. The black and white mesh very well. The exposed thighs, oh Lord help me. I understand why some of you think she has an incredibly basic look, but it's when you get a closer look at her, you can start to appreciate her design more. She has my favorite hairstyle in the game, with the little ball in the middle somehow splitting her hair into 3 different strands. It just looks badass. Her design meets the perfect middle ground between not enough and too much. My only critique would be to give her some better earrings, a hat, or something to give her some more flair above her shoulders. That flower in her hair just isn't enough. Baizi definitely lets you hit on the first date, and for that reason I'm giving her an A. And last but not least, Chiia. While I do admit I enjoy her design, she just isn't for me. Like at all. She gives off way too much friend energy. She feels like that girl you were friends with at a young age and grew up with, yet had absolutely no sexual attraction to. At that point, she's basically just one of the boys. To reiterate, I think overall, her design and outfit is okay, but nothing screams or pops to me. Everything is pretty mid, but I will admit I believe her aesthetic really fits into the post-apocalyptic world. I think if they gave her some goggles around her neck or something to that effect, it would complete the style, as just looking at her feels like something is missing. Her face is incredibly boring as well, but I feel like she would give you a high 5 when you get a chick's number at the bar, so for that reason I'm giving her a C tier. Alright, so what do you think about my takes? Am I completely off base? Do you disagree with me on someone? Do you agree with me? Let me know down in the comments below who your favorite waifu resonator is. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.